Right. Tonight, right, tonight it's 7:25 on the 24th of July, a Thursday, and the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Pretty warm. It was hotter than that earlier on during the day, and so far we are having a terrific summer. I can only remember a summer like this that we had some years ago, and that was in the mid-1970s. I worked in the Midlands then and people were passing out. Not up here, because here we are blessed with, even on the warmest day, a slightly cooling sea breeze, usually. Now, I hope to get out of the workshop, not just into the less salubrious surroundings of the back alley or the back street, but out into the area and show you some of these, like say Walney Channel or the Duddon Estuary. Now there's a high tide tomorrow around about 11:15 in the morning. So I'll try and shift myself and get to a high point, and from that vantage point give you a brief scan over the area. I think you'll be quite impressed. There again, you might not. So tonight there have been some developments over the Alley issue. I have discovered, or have been informed, that the scheme to remove the alley gates is not to cover the whole town or the whole town centre. No. Just one small section known as West Central. I live in West Central, and I'm not going to accept this lying down. However, as I said in the car the other day, the lone voice in the wilderness. If that happens to be the case, then I won't pursue it any further. I'm not going to fight this one on my own. They can all go and stuff themselves. I have been criticised for slagging off the local population, even local residents, even the people of Furness, the trade unions, the teachers. Yeah, I have. And I'll continue to slag them off for as long as I think they deserve slagging off, because they're born idle. How do I know? Because I've lived here for 30 odd years, for goodness sake. And I've tried to get things moving here, but the only movement they seem to be interested in this area are bowel movements. So don't let them come complaining that I'm slagging them off. I really would be thrilled to bits to report that the people of this area have got their act together and are not going to accept any more nonsense. They're going to stand up and resist. They're going to make their voices known and their voices heard. Their voices heard and their opinions known. If they've got any opinions, that is. Right. It's only going to affect this small central area. some years ago. It's safe to say that I was instrumental in trying to get more activity going in a local residents group. Two people, Christine Goodings and her husband, Peter had done a wonderful job of trying to hold the thing together, but they were not getting any support. So much so that they had said they were jacking it in. So I went along to the next meeting and I said, Yoda, if that's the case, then I wouldn't mind trying to get something going here to keep it going, you know, to keep the thing on the move, to keep it as a local opportunity for local residents to come along and have their say once a month. Could be about any issue in the locality. And we'd have the support of county council and borough council, who'd be perhaps more willing to listen to a community complaint than they would an individual complaint. So come on, how about it? And we could even organise some social events. How about it? Oh, what a waste of 2 years that was. No chance. Community spirit, God's truth. You might as well believe in ghosts. Anyway, that was the situation then, and I'm sure it's the situation now. They don't give a flying fox. I mentioned it to a neighbour that I haven't seen very often, but I mentioned it to her because she had just arrived home and was about to go in the house. I said, what do you think of that? We're the only ones that are being penalised here. They're going to the only area that's going to lose its alligators. So we'll be back to fly tipping, opportunist parking, wheelie bin fires, you name it, we'll get it all back again. And she went, well, I said, well, don't you care? And she said, well, if they've decided that's what they're going to do, that's what they'll do. I said, that's a defeatist attitude to have. How about if we can organise a public meeting for all the residents in West Central to have it out with local councillors. How about that? Would you be in support of that? And she said, well, yeah. I bet she isn't really. I bet you when that meeting is called at 7 o'clock one evening in maybe a local hall, it probably will be a local hall. There's one very convenient to here. It's where we used to have the West Central Residents Association meeting when all four of us used to get together. Out of a residency, housing and flats and so on, of about 520, and we'd get 4 coming to the meeting. That's how interested they were. Alright, got to finish now. I'll be back to this, but that's the attitude and that's what is happening over the alligators at the moment. One last quick word. One woman, there is hope, one woman said to me, if they try to put their hands on my back, the gates on my back passage, they'll better look out. I'll leave you with that. Sorry about that.